Hi guys, today is August 27th, 2020. Futures are pointing to a lower open or pretty much flat open as weekly jobless claims came in pretty much flat as 1 million jobs were expected to be lost and 1 million came in. The number was 1 million as well. So adjusted second quarter GDP number came in better than expected. So basically futures are pretty much flat, but we'll see what happens because Fed Chief Jerome Powell is going to speak today, and it's always an adventure in my opinion, because when he speaks you never know what's going to happen to stock market, how stock market will react to this, and we'll see what happens. But let's jump to SPY ETF for S&P 500, and SPY is breaking new highs every day. So pretty much it's been on a path higher. Apparently the path of least resistance is higher. So I mean corporations are showing pretty good numbers as earnings for second quarter came in or coming in, and so far so good. So let's jump to stocks. And by the way, if you want to see what I'm trading on a pretty much everyday basis, you can check out a Patreon link in the description of this video. Okay, so let's start with Medtronic. Medtronic, MDT. Okay, so has been rising lately in the last couple of days after a company reported a big beat on earnings, actually beat by 43 cents. Revenue also beat, but did not provide guidance. They said that the recovery has been faster than they anticipated. So in general, Medtronic is a pretty good company. I mean, it's a medical device maker. And if it drops a little bit, I would be very interested, especially under $100. So it would be very interesting buy for me for Medtronic. My favorite one, maybe you already know, is Novocure out of device makers. Novocure has been trading in pretty much the same range or going higher since the big drop that occurred in April or May, but right now it's been rising, and in my opinion that's a very promising company and the stock that could go significantly higher. Okay, BBY, Best Buy. Okay, Best Buy reported pretty good earnings, even though it's been dropping lately in a couple of days after the report, and the results were very strong. I mean, digital sales were more than tripled, and CEO said strong sales is not gonna continue on the same path, and that actually dropped the stock. But stock was coming in very hot into this earnings report, and I mean RSI was very overbought, like around 90. So I was actually expecting this to fall, but I think it's gonna trade in a range. I mean, closer to $100. I think it's definitely a buy for me, but right now I'll just leave it alone. BBY. Okay, so shares of SJM, Smucker, has been rising in the last couple of days after they delivered a huge beat on top and bottom. Sales grows across all its retail categories in the US and internationally. So Smucker is trading a little bit too high for me, and if it comes down a little bit, like at least like in 115 area, maybe you can fill this gap here, and then this could be bought. SJM. Okay, so some of the shares, some of the companies like XOM, RTX, and Pfizer, they were taken out of the Dow Jones Industrial Index, and they were replaced by CRM, AMGN, which is Amgen, and Honeywell. So in general, I think only RTX out of the three companies is kind of investable at this point. The ones that were taken out of the Dow Jones Industrial Index, because it's trading very low. The other ones I would leave alone, but of course CRM reported a big beat recently, and their shares has been rising. I mean, it's trading very high to me. I mean, it was a very high RSI, so I would let it to come down, but the earnings for CRM were pretty spectacular, pretty much doubled or more than doubled estimates, raised full year forecast. And I mean, if it comes down a little bit, like in around 250 area, I would be much more interested in a CRM. But in general, a very good company, of course. And AMGN, the one that I like the most out of the three right now, that's been added to Dow Jones Industrial average, I would go with AMGN. Okay, GPS, Gap. Okay, Gap jumped for several days after being upgraded by a city to buy from neutral, and this analyst sees as much as 50% upside from the company's Athleta brand, which is a rival to Lululemon. And in general, even though it's trading overbought, I think the shares may go actually higher because it's looking very strong to me. 50-day moving average crossing 200-day moving average, and it looks good to me. GPS, Urban Outfitters. Okay, so Urban Outfitters reported very good earnings, spectacular earnings. Actually, very surprised profit, and the analysts expected a loss. And the CEO was very excited on the call. I listened to the call, and it was strong results across all segments. And I think Urban Outfitters, even though it's a little bit overbought right now, if it drops, it should be bought on every drop. In my opinion, very strong results for that company. DKS, Dick's Sporting Goods, also reported very good numbers. EPS more than double consensus estimates. Revenue and comparable store sales also beat. E-commerce sales nearly tripled, and DKS, just like Urban Outfitters, is a pretty good company, a pretty good buy to me. And you see this recurrent theme with these companies that even though the stores, physical stores are closed, but the online sales are like tripling or doubling for these companies, and they're showing pretty good results. So especially in athletic wear. DKS, if it drops closer to $50, would be definitely buy to me. Okay, so NTAP. NetApp. So NetApp reported very strong results, 73 cents per share versus 41 cents expected. It's a hybrid and cloud data services and data management company, and the shares may actually go higher, could go significantly higher. I mean, it was trading before this pandemic around $65, so I think could be a very good buy closer to it's opening 46.15, closer to $45 could be a pretty good buy for NTAP. Okay, HPE. Hewlett Packard reported really strong results as well. I mean, 9 cents above estimates, revenue beat, resumed formal guidance, giving better than expected forecast. So pretty good results from HPE, and I think the shares may go higher from here. So I think HPE is a pretty good buy to me. AMF, Abercrombie and Fitch, reported very good results actually, and unexpected quarterly profit. Revenue was also above estimates. However, it expects to continue to adverse impacts from the pandemic. And in general, I mean, under $12, I think ANF is a pretty good buy in my opinion. So that's, again, the recurring theme was these companies that had closed stores, but online sales are pretty spectacular, and especially with athletic wear, they report pretty good results. So, okay, ABT. Abbott Laboratories. ABT won FDA approval for rapid COVID-19 tests used by health professionals and medical labs. Test will cost $5 and deliver results in 15 minutes, and it's a pretty good news in general for ABT and for overall market. And I mean, shares are trading at very high, all-time high, but I think the shares may go higher, and it would not be a mistake to buy ABT even after it opens higher, actually. WPP. WPP is a British advertising giant, reported better than expected second quarter numbers, reinstated its dividend, and said it will probably reinstate its buyback program later if it sees that demand for their services and if it sees strong demand for their business. So I mean, this company is going looks like opening higher and may go higher. Could be a pretty good buy in this area for WPP. Okay, SunPower, SPWR. So SunPower is spinning off its Maxion solar tech company group, and every SunPower shareholder will get for each 8 shares they own will get 1 share of Maxion, which is stock symbol MAXN. Okay, so for example, if you owned 8 shares of SunPower, you will get 1 share of Maxion. And both companies, in my opinion, is a pretty good buy to me. I mean, they're both trading in general in a pretty good range, and in general, solar companies have a big runway because of the upcoming presidential elections, and it's kind of a hedge if Joe Biden wins presidential election. It's expected that he will be very linear to green and solar energy companies, and but if President Trump wins the election, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna hurt the solar companies that much either. So, in my opinion, solar stocks are a buy, and I mean they've been going higher, and they will continue to go higher, in my opinion. Okay, and the last one I will give you is VBIV. So VBI Vaccines was upgraded by Raymond James to a strong buy, price target $9, and previously identified this company previously identified 2 COVID-19 vaccine candidates to undergo human clinical trials at the end of the year. So it's a SPAC, so you have to treat it like one, but in general it could be an interesting SPAC, and it's opening not that high, but if it drops below $4, I would be interested in this company, VBIV. Okay, that's it guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the like button, and I'll see you Monday.